Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. Happy Friday. We made it to Friday. This is our second full week of online classes. I hope that you're all doing well. If you need anything, please send me an email. So today's assignment, I wanted you to look at the chart of awkwardness on Classroom. Basically, what that is chapter 5 was super cringy. There were a lot of weird interactions between characters, such as Gatsby and Nick, or Gatsby and Daisy, Daisy and Nick. Pretty much every interaction that people had was a little weird. Like, Daisy straight up asked Nick if he's in love with her. Gatsby comes out and says, "Hey Nick, your yard is trash and you don't make a lot of money, do you?" Like, there's just a lot of social awkward missteps in chapter 5. So that's what I want you to look at. Find those awkward moments, and I want you to rate them on a scale from 1 to 10 on that worksheet that I gave you. You can modify it however you want, as long as you have 10 moments rated from 1 to 10 in some sort of chart format. Go for it. Do whatever works. The goal of the activity is to help us reinforce the information from chapter 5, make sure we're understanding, and kind of having some fun with just how weird that chapter was. So that's the goal for that. As for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be posting assignments in 1 week increments. The goal of next week is to do a little bit of review and to work with chapter 6 a little bit. In chapter 6, we hear yet another story of Gatsby. So what I want us to do before we get there is I really want to critique that story from Gatsby's first run. And I also want us to look at that weird story we got from Jordan in chapter 4. It talks about Daisy on her wedding night. Who was that letter from that she was clutching that dissolved in the water when she was crying about marrying Tom? What was she so upset about? Why did she, the next day, suddenly become fine? It's a weird story. So I want us to think of the different stories that are being told within The Great Gatsby and think about the goals of those stories. What is Gatsby trying to accomplish by telling Nick what he says is his life story? What is Jordan trying to accomplish by telling Nick about Daisy's wedding night, or the night before her wedding? And what is Nick trying to show us by showing both of those two stories? And I know you can't see, but I'm using a lot of hand motions. I'm talking about this. So just kind of imagine. They don't quite fit in the screen without me taking up all this space. Anyway. So that's your goal for today. Next week, we're going to do a couple activities. The first one, we're going to do that review activity, looking at the different stories. The second day, I'm going to ask you guys to, I believe, read chapter 6, if I'm remembering correctly. On Wednesday, I asked you guys to do an activity with chapter 6. And on Thursday, we are doing a blog post. We're going to do our first blog post attempt. We're going to see how that goes. I'm going to ask you to post questions that you have about the story so far or about chapter 6. And then we have a 4-day weekend next week. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So over those 4 days, I want you to go on, we're going to use Padlet, and I want you to post 2 comments in response to some of the questions that have been asked. So our goal is to kind of help our classmates with what's going on. And then we have that resource to look at for information about The Great Gatsby. So that's our goal for next week. I'm going to post those links and post those assignments on Classroom, hopefully by the end of the day. I do work at GameStop at 2, so we're going to see how that goes. I'll get as much done as I can and figure it out. Again, if you guys need anything, please feel free to contact me or Mrs. Ziegler. We are both more than happy to help you with whatever we can. Just let us know. Have a fantastic weekend and a fantastic Friday, guys. Take care of yourselves, and I look forward to hearing from you next week.